there, it's Pastor Rob. Today is election day, and by now you've probably put your ballot in the mail, or you've put it in the drop box at your whatever grocery store or wherever it is that you drop it. I'm not sure what your thoughts or feelings are as you go into the day. I know there's probably a range of things. There's probably some who are anxious. There's probably some who are feeling very confident that their preferred party or platform is going to win the day. And at this point, I'm recording 5 or 6 days before the election, so I have no idea what the returns are looking like. I have no idea who's going to win. I have my own kind of theory and my own prediction, which I am not going to share here. But what I thought I would do is offer maybe a reflection on what I think is important. One of maybe the most important ideas that can help us, encourage us as we go into this. And it comes from Psalm 146. In Psalm 146, the psalmist says, "Do not put your trust in princes." Now, and there's more, but I'm giving you what I think is kind of the relevant piece here. That does not mean we don't trust our political leaders at all. It doesn't mean that we have zero confidence in what they're doing. What it does mean is that we do not put our ultimate allegiance in them and our ultimate hope in them to bring about the kind of change that our world needs. There's sometimes an unspoken yet very real assumption that the salvation, the fix that this world needs can come through political means. Now, most of us never quite say it that way, but it's more that our hearts reflect that misguided confidence. We get really, really anxious when our preferred party or platform is not elected. Or we become very triumphalistic when our preferred party or platform is elected. There's this tendency that we all have to be overconfident in the ability and the capabilities of what elected political leaders can do. This can become a form of idolatry. Idolatry is what happens when we take a good thing, which is governance, government, leadership, parties, platforms, those sorts of things, and we make it into an ultimate thing. We fall for the lie that our political leaders, our political parties, our political platforms can fix all of the problems associated with our world and can deliver us from the greatest troubles that our world experiences. And that's what the psalmist is talking about, I believe, when he talks about putting our trust in princes. We are leaning on them and depending on them to fix everything that's wrong with our world. And we say, okay, now that my party has been elected, now finally we're going to see an end to global warming or poverty or, the moral decline of the world or, inflation. And, we're going to heal the heart and soul of the nation again. You hear these sorts of phrases. Here's the thing, political leadership can be effective and it can fix problems and it can address injustices in the world. In fact, that's why God ordains political leadership. Political leadership can help to create structures which allow our world to flourish. But here's the thing, our problems as human beings run far deeper than just policies and social structures and social injustices. And what that means is that the fix or the solution has to be far bigger than just changing policies, changing fiscal policies, changing global policies. No party or politician or platform can really fix these concerns. The problem runs so much deeper. The problem is rooted. The Bible teaches the problem is rooted in the human heart. It's rooted in our own tendency to be self-centered, to be corrupt and to be thinking only of my needs first, even if at the expense of my neighbor. It comes from my failure to love my neighbor as myself. It comes from a failure to live in line with what God calls me to do. And ultimately, that's the root of all social problems. I'll give you one example. Gun control is obviously a big issue here in the United States, or at least it's been a topic of long conversation. And the what you often hear, especially in the wake of terrible shooting tragedies, well, we need gun control, we need better laws governing guns. And I'm of the opinion that there's always room to have that conversation. What does that look like? What are the laws? Are they effective? And so on. That's all fine and good. But I think we're under an illusion if we think that changing policies and laws can fix the pain, the anger, the hatred, the hostility that leads a person to take the life of another person in such a violent way. Rules won't fix that. That's a condition of the heart. And that's one example, but you could do that for any issue. And so as we go into election day today, I want to encourage you and I want to remind you to keep the election process in proper perspective and keep governance and government and parties and politicians in their proper place. They provide governance, but don't trust them to fix what's really wrong with the human heart. Don't trust them to heal the deep wounds of our world. They can't do that. There's only one leader who can do that, and of course that's King Jesus. And he's already done that. He did so by laying down his life for us in order to bring about that wholesale, complete, total renewal of all of creation. So, as the returns come in, as people get either really, really anxious and really, really despairing and cynical and violent because their party did not win, or as people tend towards sort of triumphalism because their party did win, remember those responses are rooted in a form of overconfidence and overtrust in our political leadership. Tomorrow, I want to invite you back for one final time. We're going to look at Election Day +1, what now? And I'm going to offer you, I think, 3 suggestions for where to go next. What do you do as a Christian citizen next, now that your party either won or didn't win, your candidates either won or didn't win? Come back then, talk about it.